Hey, and welcome back to the channel. It's a new day and a new balaclava. Yeah, I'm not your favorite superhero kick-ass. You're here with Tactical Spatula Actual. Today, we're gonna talk about an area where you can waste a lot of money when you get into shooting, and that is holsters. And you're gonna see just how much money I wasted. Without further ado, let's jump into it. As you can see here, I've spent money on quite a few holsters. And had I known a few things before I went out and bought one, I would have made some different choices than I made. So I'm gonna walk you through some of the different options that you have here and what might be best for you to get comfortable carrying an inside the waistband holster. All right, so why don't we go ahead and get started with where most people start, and that is just a regular clip-on outside the waistband holster that you can utilize to snap onto a belt and carry it at whatever position outside the body you feel comfortable carrying. This is a 1911 holster. It is Kydex. It has this belt clip on it that makes it really easy for you to adjust. You have different bars here that you can move up and down to get it tighter, whether you have a 1.75 inch belt, 1.5 inch belt, and that makes it easy to snap on a gun and carry it around. But even though it's legal in many places to open carry, it's probably not the wisest thing to do because you have a firearm sitting out there for anyone to grab. This has no retention on it. We're going to talk about that here in a minute, understanding what the different levels of retention are. But this, someone could just take your gun right out of the holster, and that's probably not the best thing. So let's look at some other options. Speaking of retention, this is a level 3 retention holster. What does that mean? Well, level 1 just means that it uses friction for you to hold the pistol in place. Level 2 retention would be something like this little thumb trigger here. You put the firearm in, this hood goes up, and you snap that and it opens up and it unlocks the pistol from inside. This right here is what's considered level 3 retention. It is that protective hood. So even if someone got a hold of it, they couldn't just yank it out. It's got a lock here and it's got a hood lock as well. Looking at some other options you might have, here's an inside the waistband holster. This is an appendix carry. What that means is you have a firearm pointed at your private areas at all times. Right? It can be a little nerve-wracking. I started off carrying with a Glock 19 clone, a Shadow Systems MR920. I decided I didn't like doing that because it doesn't have a manual safety on it. I know there's a lot of people that are going to say, hey, they're perfectly safe without the manual safety. Not when we're talking about carrying it at appendix. That, for me, that's a personal choice. I went out and got a Staccato C2 with a thumb safety. I already compete with a Staccato XC. I know that manual of arms and just felt a lot more safe. But this one right here has a few features that enable you to carry appendix carry and keep the handle, which is the most common thing that's going to print when you're carrying appendix. By print, I mean the firearm pushes out against your clothing and people can see that you got a firearm shoved down your pants. So this is called a claw. If you're gonna carry inside the waistband, I highly recommend you get a claw. It goes against the belt, it pushes it back into your tummy. Another thing that helps out are these wedges here. This is from a company that I think it's LAS Concealment, JM Custom Kydex. That's the name of the place. So many holsters, so many companies. But JM Custom Kydex, they have these nice fat tiers. This presses against your pelvis and also helps to bring the handle of the gun into your belly so that it's not sticking out and showing everyone that you got a pistol shoved down the front of your pants. So not a bad option. Again, this is level 1. It's just friction. Firearm snaps in and out real safe. But you know what? These are so uncomfortable. Take a look at this one here. Hey, how you doing? This looks like a neat, it's got all these cutouts and stuff, and it looks like it's super cool. It's got like the markings from the slide. It mimics the staccato slide. This is for my C2. Oh, I thought this was a cool looking one. You know what all these little pointy things do? They dig into you. They hurt. After a while, you don't want to carry it because you got this, you're driving for an hour and you have this corner right here just poking straight into your pelvis. You buy these wedges to try to push it away to make it feel better. This is a Tier 1 concealed wedge, and I highly recommend these. But wow, the more little angly things that you see on your Kydex holster, that's a bad sign, because those are all hot spots that can hit you and cause pain. So there's, rather than going out and buying a whole bunch of holsters, there's a few options that you can utilize in order to make it a lot more comfortable to carry, and I'm going to show you that here in a moment. Here's another type of holster. This has got the pistol along with the side cart. So you put the pistol here, you put the extra magazine here, shove this whole thing down the front of your pants, you walk around like a marsupial with a firearm. I got sold this. I mean, people are shelling this stuff. This is giant. Can you imagine shoving this down the front of your pants and walking around all day and driving for 1 hour, 2 hours, all this stuff pressed up against you? Guys, there's better ways to carry an extra mag than having this giant thing over here. They make single mag carriers that you can place outside your waistband or place inside in a much comfortable position. This is trash. Wish I could sell it. All right, another option that you can go with that's not Kydex. Kydex-like? I don't know what you call this. This is molded leather, Bitterroot gun leather. This guy makes amazing holsters. This is for my Staccato C2. It's beautiful, isn't it? Look at this. Look at that. Oh, the patina on that from being worn a little bit. It's got the grooves and stuff. But you know what? It's like a hard leather. And it is really comfortable, but it's thick. Look how thick that thing is. So it's gonna be a little bit more beefy when you put this down in your appendix. I like it, but the problem is it's not really good at retention. So because it is leather, things can move around in there. Probably not the most safe. So I don't carry it a whole lot. Let's talk about what I do carry a whole lot. Here we have a holster from LAS Concealment. It's called the Saya 2. I got it in that cool tiger stripe. But it has a claw right here. It's got these steel belt clips that hold things into place. They have these little hooks. It's gonna be hard to see that. You can see them there. Those right there, they snatch onto the belt and they grip really well and they keep it from moving around. But it's Kydex and it still pokes you in the hip and it's painful. So here's a little tip. See this right here? This is leather patch. You can get this from Amazon. I think I got like 4 square feet, 5 square feet of this. It's self-adhesive. I think it costs like 20 bucks. Underneath that is a layer of foam that I purchased. I purchased a bunch of foam pads. They're about 8 inches by 8 inch foam pads, self-adhesive as well. I think it cost 10 bucks for a 4-pack or something like that. Super cheap on Amazon. So initially I put that foam padding on there and I shoved that down the front of my pants and it was ripping out belly hairs. I don't know if you have that problem. I have that problem. So that's why I went that next step after the foam of putting this leather on. Oh, it's buttery smooth against your skin. And then again, the Tier 1 wedge here that pushes everything out from your pelvis, brings the handle of the firearm into your body against your belly and hides that pretty well. So that's my number one tip. For about 20 bucks, you can take a bunch of these Kydex holsters and you can doctor them up so they're nice and comfy. This one's a peanut butter color. I don't care what the color is anymore. After a while, you just don't care anymore because no one sees it shoved down the front of your pants. You just want it to be comfy. So I put the foam on this. This is for my P365, my summer carry, winter carry. This is super comfy. The P365, when you do this to your holster and you shove it down the front of your pants, you barely feel it. I can drive for hours with it sitting there, be super comfortable, and not worry about the rest of my day. Don't even think about it. All right, let's talk about competition shooting. So that's your everyday carry type of stuff. Hopefully that helps you not waste a bunch of money on holsters at $100 a pop. Getting into competition shooting, it goes a whole nother level. There are some crazy type of quick snatch draw holsters out there. Those are expensive. This is my IDPA belt. You got the QLS system right here. This is pretty cool. I can take different holsters that have these forks from Safariland on them. Right there. You just snap it in. If you have different firearms that you compete with, I do. I do iron sights with a 1911. I have my Staccato XC 9mm. So it's easy for me just to snap things in and out. We got a little tourniquet there. You know, if you carry a SIG P320, I'd highly recommend carrying one of those at all times. Here's some different mag carriers. Midwest Competition makes an amazing one. If you have a steel magazine, this has powerful magnets in it right there. It's easy to snap up and just, you know, as you're making a mag swap, you just snatch it right out of there, drop your other one, throw it in, and, you know, hit the slide release and you're back off to the races. These are like a bungee retention one. So this is a little bit different. If you move fast, I've had some problems with different mag carriers like this one here. This has no magnet. I don't recommend these. Don't get these ones that don't have any magnet or anything pulling them together. I had a mag fly out of this when I was running around doing IDPA, and I almost stepped on that mag after it hit the ground, and I almost tripped. Grace of God, I caught myself and kept going and kept shooting. But yeah, that's dangerous. So stay away from those. Get either the ones that have a magnet that hold the mag in place, or something that has the retention right here, active retention that's pulling that mag in nice and tight. So that's competition shooting. What you're gonna need for IDPA is just a nice Kydex holster that has level 1 retention, where you can just snatch it right out of the holster. Don't have to worry about buttons or anything else like that. And you're good to go. True North Concepts make this really awesome holster mount. This thing is stiff, and you can get this pad right here. Oh man, woo! Don't get that hot spot of the steel digging into your hip. Here, I'll show you another one. It's in flat dark earth. It's probably a little bit easier to see. This is my PCSL competition rig. You got the Safariland right here, RDS. So this has level 2 retention. So some sports require that you have level 2 retention, or at least my range does. PCSL is pistol rifle, and so sometimes you're running around with your rifle first, clearing targets, and then you transition to your firearm. You're running around and you know, shoot from different angles. They don't want this thing to come out, so you need to have at least a level 2 retention. This has a little nub. I have an aftermarket nub to make it a little bit bigger for me. This does come with level 3 retention. I took it off because I didn't need level 3 retention for PCSL. But it's got this really cool True North Concepts. Once again, the mag. Oh, here, hold on, I pop this out. This also has the QLS fork there. But this has a great steel straight leg strap right here, but it keeps it nice and steady at the same, you know, position all the time. I know exactly where my holster is going to be. So when that beep goes and my brain clears, because I have beep amnesia all the time, and I forget my course of fire, at least I know where my pistol is. All right, let's get this in here. Yes. There we go. Other things on here from a, well, there's a tourniquet there as well. Snake staff systems are very small. They're great. You can use these on kids too. That's the other thing I love about them. Sean Ryan Show. That's where I figured out or heard about those. These come with a different type of mag carrier. These are just, you know, Molly. They come on here and attach at these positions. It is elastic. Again, that active retention, keeping the magazine in place so they're not flying around. Obviously, it's pistol rifle, so I have a rifle mag here as well. Flashlight, because you do low light. In case my flashlight on the rifle or pistol goes out, and you do a low light match, you better have a backup. Oh, here's my Winkler SD1. This thing's pretty awesome. You know who Winkler is? Last of the Mohicans. He made all the tomahawks for them. He's in the Jack Carr books. terminal list. Jack Carr's a big fan. And then back here, just a med kit. If you're gonna run around and fire a firearm, especially a SIG P320, probably should have a med kit on you just in case something bad happens. I haven't seen anything bad happen at a match yet, but wouldn't be the first time. All right, so this belt, oh, by the way, defense mechanisms, amazing belt. This is called the mech belt. It is super light. What I love about the Molly, it wraps around like this, so everything's real easy to attach. If you've ever done Molly before, it's a pain in the ass. But this attaches this way, and then the Velcro on the inside is still the hook. So when you put in the inner belt, which is like a fabric, the loop inner belt, this just Velcros onto it. You can take it on and off real fast, and all this holds it in place, so you don't have these hot spots of traction where it sags in other spots. This is gonna hold on to that inner belt the whole entire time, make it super easy to get on and off and stay in place as well. So that is my PCSL setup. If you have questions about it, shoot me a note in the comments and I can tell you a little bit more about it. So that wraps us up on our topic for today of holsters. Hopefully you learned something. If you did learn something, smash that like button, subscribe. It really does help me out in justifying my tax write-off of ammo and firearms for the thing that I like to do, which is go out shooting. It is expensive. So please just hit that button. Next video I'm gonna put out there is gonna be around emitters, red dot emitters. There's a lot of questions about that. Also a huge area where you can waste a lot of money. Again, I don't shill for any company. All the stuff I showed you today were just ones that I've used and things that I've really like after the years of shooting. I'm not getting paid by them to show their stuff, so keep that in mind. Share this with your friends who are getting into shooting. Let's get out there and have some fun, but be safe, all right, folks? Oh, by the way, Jack Carr's new book, Cry Havoc, came out on June 19th, and Dark Wolf is coming to Prime soon. Any Jack Carr fans out there? Have a great day. Stay safe out there. Coffee all day, man, I tell you. Little Bailey's in there, you think? Probably.